Make sure I got full casting capabilities. Oh. Seems like maybe 7 seconds. We're about 10 seconds behind. Okay, cool. Greetings. My name is Ryan, and this is PunkMonkFist's Gaming Adventures. And I'm gonna cover up, because apparently people prefer that. I can sit here and talk like this, and my commentary is always available, although random. There's no telling what I'm going to talk about. I kind of let my brain wander while I'm playing. But right now we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I have had a drink or two or three and just went to a strip club. So I am home. It is 2 in the morning and I'm trying to wind down on this random Wednesday evening, Thursday morning. Can say I had a very positive experience, and I do not regret the money that I spent because it was very therapeutic. And anybody that talks shit about strip clubs like they're just this aggressively hostile place, I can say A, you're not wrong, but B, they're not sex workers, but sex work offers help. It is and can be medical in nature and therapeutic. And considering I've had some negative experiences with women, it would be harder for me to not deal with somebody who's a professional in their market, because some of them get a little too unprofessional in the bedroom as far as what liberties they feel they can take with you. So, yeah. But we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and we are in Zero Dawn. This is the facility that was creating and working on Zero Dawn, which is a project that we first believed to be a weapon to defeat the Pharaoh Horde, or Pharaoh Plague, which was a almost kind of like a virus / uncontrollable and unstoppable robot force that runs off of biomass, which literally eats up plants and animals along the way to fuel itself. And what it's doing is it's wiping out the resources, and it's just attacking at random for whatever motive that these programmed robots, this conditioned system, has become a freelance plague. And it's just killing and absorbing everything around it. So Zero Dawn is a project what we thought was to end that, and we are now learning is actually a project to just, start the planet over when it's ready. It's actually a terraforming technology. And what it did, or what it was supposed to do, according to what we know, this project was supposed to wait until obviously mass extinction, create the program to outwit the plague, and then recondition the planet to adjust for life, missing all this biomass that had been absorbed by the plague, and then repopulate it. And considering it's 350,000 years after these events, I'd say that terraforming has had plenty of time to take effect. And obviously, we have living beings on the planet again. We just don't understand. There's something wrong. There's something missing out of that scene of events of what's supposed to happen. Somehow these robots are still attacking people, and there's a big robot or program out to destroy the world. Again, for some reason, there's that plague of some sort is still available. And that's what we're learning about, is the extent of the Project Zero Dawn and its successes, and we're just getting an update. What's happening? Where are we? Nobody's checked on these things for 350,000 years. I'm the first person to check this out, or Aloy is, and that's because she has the genetic code of this Dr. What was it? Something Sobek. I don't remember. Dr. Sobek. I'm sure they'll mention it again. So we're running through this facility, listening to all these recordings.
Intruder! Get her!
Whatever you do, don't die now.
And it died.
Shadow.
It's actually a really tough spot to be in against 3 of those rockets. It's like a Gatling gun down a hallway. You ain't getting past it. Let's drop. I guess I went a certain way. I don't recall the scene of events.
Intruder! Get her!
Whatever you do, don't die now.
Just the wrong fucking arrows.
The rifle!
Probably charge it and do pretty well.
Let this impale the enemy!
So what we're learning about is the program that started Zero Dawn started with an interviewing and sharing of the information that, hey, by the way, this project that we've been talking about and broadcasting to the world is not what you think it is. It's not going to stop the plague. It's just going to help life start after the plague. So we're screwed. You need to help, or we're just going to put you in prison, or we'll just euthanize you. Your choice. You know, because they can't let it get out there that, you know, there's no hope. You know, they have to stop that plague as long as possible. As long as humanly possible. So they have to keep fighting no matter what. So they can't let it get out. And there are some people in these recordings that are choosing euthanasia. Or have mentioned it.
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. There is so much unfinished.
Oh, shit. Interesting. Well, we lost that recording. I'm not going to replay it.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural it'd be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
What? Watching porn.
Here we go. Another one of these.
Ugh.
Need to find the right configuration.
Is it left up? Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Left, up, left. Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Left, up, left. Down, right. Circle.
Done. I should check. There's a part missing. Maybe there's a storage area nearby.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Okay. Need to find parts in the storage. Oh. Door is open. I see. How convenient.
Found one. Looks intact.
Should be able to drop down. There we go.
That should do the trick. Now let's get that door open.
Up. Left down. Right up. Up, left, down, right, up. Up, left, down, right, up. Something I'm missing.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay?
Everything's
Somehow,
backwards.
he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
That either means it's down, right, up, left, down, or up, right, down, left, up, or it's down, left, up, right, down. That's all three variants of backwards of what this means. So I have to check each one. So let's do down, right, up. Shit. Fix this up. Down, right, up, left, down. So left, down. Okay. And then I think it's this one. So it's going to be down, right, up, right, down. So I'm just going to pop this one around. Okay, so that means it's up, right, down, left, up. Don't make me do this. God damn it. Everything's backwards. Everything's all backwards. So down, left. I don't remember which one I did. Up. Right, down.
That did it.
Oh,
Door
Jesus.
should have power.
Now to see what lies beyond it.
There's more over there. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. There it is.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
There's quite a few guys in here.
God, I found this.
We've got intruders.
That's the last of them. Or not.
The sun can't save you now.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Get moving. You have to find Gaia.
I'd have to leave something else behind.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. You probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical in places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps
Correct.
it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. You probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics.
Can't be too prepared.
Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office.
Elizabeth Sobek.
It's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
More eclipse.
How does she know what an office
Careful
is?
now.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would she know what an office is? She shouldn't know anything about these ruins at all. She shouldn't even know what an office looks like.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebadu. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, The construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge.
Jesus,
Welcome.
you can fucking
Let
talk.
us begin.
Phew. Sorry, I'm not like intolerant, but fuck. There's a lot of words. Alright. These are all text files, which I would imagine had to do with Apollo. Random reports. I'm sure it would be interesting to read. But we got bad guys to kill.
Deal with them quickly.
See if anything is left.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry, and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
A lot of remorse for these people that died, you know. At least they gave a shit enough to think about the future. They didn't just focus on war. They focused on, we're gonna lose, you know. And Elizabeth Sobek was the one that helped them realize that, because we fucked up.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia 200 years from now, and this new biosphere you're growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. A spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocating. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem, to say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Obviously a Greek undertone here.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
I'm gonna have to crash soon.
Looks like it used to hold something.
Nuts would benefit from antilopenate morphologies, though campered forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I not functioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
Our first glimpse of Gaia. Learning from Elizabeth Sobek.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Forget about traveling light.
Alright. That is a ton of shit. I gotta crash. Good night. We'll finish this up sometime tomorrow if I'm not sleeping.